Yo, what's up, everybody? Episode 2, Barrel Burners Sit Down. Special guest today, Chris from Amendola. What's up, brother?
No problem, man. How you doing, brother?
I see you blowing some smoke this evening. What you got?
Oh, my tried and true, my favorite.
The Petrino, a little AJ Fernandez right there, huh?
Yeah.
Amendola special for me today, rocking my Amendola gear.
Yeah.
There you go. We are the muscle. We are the muscle edition of the Burners podcast today. You know, I got to thinking, I was like, I know we've talked a couple times recently on the phone, but I got to thinking, I said, when is the last time I've actually sat face-to-face with Chris? So I had to go back and dig. And it was 11 months ago you did a coffee and cigars with me on Instagram, and that's the last time we've been face-to-face.
Yeah, that is, from what, now that you're bringing that up, I think that is the last time.
You had the beautiful Florida background going. You were sitting outside. I remember seeing that scenery the whole time. You had just, I think, was getting settled into moving down that way. And
Yep. It's been a crazy year, man. I've been busy as hell, bro. Between, personal, business, being a dad, all that fun stuff. So it's been a good year, man, but there's been a lot going on. Some changes, obviously in personal life and with the living situation. Now that me down in Florida, with the business things, we've had some changes, positive changes. So, we're just doing our own thing, man. We march to the beat of our own drum, bro. That's one thing. I mean, it's slow and steady, man, but we do our own thing. We don't follow the herd. So.
And you blinged out, man. I want to be just like you when I grow up. All that.
Man. Come on, man. It's all family heirlooms, bro.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes that's more valuable than anything you can buy in a store.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because people sometimes they want oh, is he just showing off or this or that? They don't understand there's stories behind all these. This was a gift to my grandfather from his friend. That's my grandfather's ring. This is my father's ring who just passed away. This is my uncle's ring who died. So it's all family.
Man, that's perfect. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't think about that. Every time I talk to my grandpa, I'm like, man, because we live in the South where normally when a kid's born, I mean, they get a hunting rifle, they get a shotgun. There's a gun somewhere given. And I keep telling my grandpa, I'm like, man, you got to set something aside that I can pass down to your grandkids. Your great grandkids would keep something moving. You got it. They don't think about that no more. It's like,
well, I mean, it's an Italian, it's a cultural thing, man.
No, I love it. Everybody should be that way.
So I mean, that's how my grandpa. I mean, this ring is literally 60 years old. Those fucking things older than me,
dude.
But it was a gift from one of his, a couple of his friends. My grandmother, she told me the story about this ring. She's like, one night, two guys just came by the door, man, knocked on my door, gave me this ring, said, when Ray gets home, make sure you give him this. Tell him thank you for what he did for us. And she didn't ask no questions. She took the ring, and that was it, man. So, but that's how old this ring is. And, my father's ring and my uncle's ring, and they're all passed now. So I kind of wear this.
That's awesome. Like I said, you give me a family heirloom or you give me $500,000 ring. I want that family heirloom. I want something that means something. Keep passing it down.
It's got history,
Yes.
That's the thing with, we're talking a little bit off camera about, today's society, and, that's lost its luster, that respect for history and, things that came before you and people that came before you and things that they had to go through. And, like I said, people sometimes who don't know me, oh, he's showing off, or they don't know why I wear them. I have my own reasons for it. It's like I carry them with me.
Right.
So,
well, that was a perfect point because, we live in a society right now that is so blinded. They believe that if you take it out of the history books or you take a certain monument down in the world, then it didn't happen.
Yep.
The event didn't happen if we don't tell them about it. But history repeats itself. You have to learn from your mistakes. So hiding it doesn't fix the problem. So
it still happened. It still happened.
It still happened, and it made people what they are today, vice versa. But all right, so earlier you said a lot's going on, a lot has happened. So let's catch people up with Amendola. To me, one of the biggest things I think that's happened in this time frame, a lot of people don't know, is you've changed distribution chain, right?
We still plan on doing business with Agamora, so we're still, I actually have to reach out to to Terrence. It's been a little while, but we still have great relationship, with them.
Right.
We just ended up kind of, moving in another direction with some of our other production. So right now we're heavily focused on that. But we're definitely, hopefully this year we're going to put out at least a core line run again with Cremoso, Naturale, Maturo. As far as, our other line, our signature series stuff is our cannolis and, the Padrino Especial. Those are the things that we had to kind of make some moves as far as the packaging, which we're upgrading the packaging big time. As far as the boxing, and we're actually using LFD to do that. And they make, obviously, if anybody knows anything about LFD, their boxes look like freaking humidors. So, so upgrading the packaging, made some tweaks in the blends, all of our blends. I mean, we spent time, last year going on the DR, kind of, going over some things with another factory that we were looking to work with. Anyways, and we kind of took some of our blends that we've done through Eric and AJ, all the stuff you guys know us for, and kind of started tweaking some of the blends, and same blends, but better. In my opinion, we really got to not, and that's not to say anything. We listen, the Padrino, the Special, right. Eric, what AJ and Eric has given us as far as product, these last 3 years has been great. We're in a position now to have a little bit more hands-on as far as literally being there with the tobacco, smoking it, tweaking it as we're blending it, and
right.
and literally being able to know how many leaves per, where exactly what's in there as far as the Viso to Seco to Ligero ratio. I mean, really got to really break it down.
So you're seeing it in real time now. You're hands-on.
Be more, and as we were there, we're like, listen, like if we have this opportunity, with the factory that we were dealing with, then why not take that opportunity to have a little bit more hands-on experience? That's not to say, that we won't ever work with, Eric anymore, AJ anymore, but right now, like moving forward, with some of the also, production, and this, not to throw shade at anybody, but this is just part of the business with everybody.
Right.
With some of the production issues that we were having on timelines and stuff like that. Because listen, I love Eric, love AJ. Them guys are great, man. But they're swamped too. I mean, everybody and their mother is trying to make cigars with them, so they have only a certain amount of broadband to be able to really, produce at a rate that's gonna for the smaller brands to be successful too. It's only, they can only do so much, and as far as me and Jeff, we spoke about things, and and he agreed. It was, if we wanted something to change, then we have to change it on our own. We have to take a little bit more control, and if that kind of maybe means taking a step back to go forward, as far as really honing in on what we had, making it better, having it as far as being more of a, on time, being able to get inventory more on time and readily available, because we were losing accounts because of that, where people want our shit and then, we can't get it to them for 2 or 3 months. And, it's a problem. It's a big problem for a company that's trying to grow,
Out of sight, out of mind when you're a small company.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. So, we're hoping that, this move, this production, we're going to see how it goes. And I think we, made, like I said, a move in the right direction for as far as future, to really kind of get our business, more of a well-oiled machine for the future, because we want to continue to do this and do this at a high, do it eventually at a high level that we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to be able to, grow with our business, and be able to have that control and have things run a little bit smoother on that end of things, So
earlier you mentioned a packaging change. You're not changing any of the bands again, are you? Because you just reworked all the bands. Okay.
No. So the bands,
boxes,
we're gonna have new boxes. The boxes are gonna be kind of more, we're gonna try to make them a little nicer, a little fancier.
Right.
Just little tweaks. As far as the blends, I mean, we spent literally 4 days there, and every day we did 2 of our cigars. Or well, we got something new coming too that I'll tell you about in a little while.
Oh, I can't wait.
But so we spent we spent, 4 days there, 2 blends each day. And we literally, for each blend, like, the red cannoli, 3-4 hours, the other one, 3-4 hours, the other one, 2-3 hours, like we went through each blend and we took what we had, used that as kind of our 1,000-foot view blueprint to where kind of we want to start, because we know we like what we like. And then we just tweaked it and made them better, in my opinion. Same great blends, but better.
So everything that you've had out so far, the core line, the cannolis, the Padrino, you're keeping everything. You're not doing away with any certain cigars.
No,
Everything's going to keep coming out. You're going to get back stock and catch up again. And
yeah. And then, now as far as something new, we'll probably have. We got something else we're working on for the end of the year.
Well, hold that. Let's not get to that yet.
Yeah, that's a total different thing.
Let's save the new.
But we got something else new. That's going to be coming. I think everybody's really going to like. This is the idea, that we came up with, probably about 2 years ago. We've been talking about it. We've been kind of waiting to find the right place to do it. In the beginning, we're going to release. I'm only getting 200 bundles of them right now. And it's going to kind of be, to our retailers that have always supported us. And, when they restock on the new cannolis and the new Padrinos, and we'll say, listen, by a certain amount, you guys get first dibs. We'll give them to you. You smoke them. You let us know what you think. You give them to, guys in the office. And we're going to give out some of these as kind of promotional items to kind of promote, the new direction as far as, as well as, being able to try something kind of new and different, and not that, not everybody's doing it right now. So something a little different.
And speaking of not what everybody's doing, the next thing I want to talk about was your baby. The last thing that came out, which I thought was a super cool concept, not only the packaging and how the cigar was done, but also the whole New York, everything done in New York, the cigars. So let's talk about the West Side Story. A lot of people have not got to smoke it yet or found it, because there's not many places online where it's readily available right now. But like I said, I love the whole concept. So tell them about the West Side Story.
So the West Side Story, we had a little delay in the project. I mean, I keep it real, but you know me. How long I keep it fucking real, man. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit and blow sunshine up everybody's ass.
No lies.
We had some issues. No, how I'm transparent, man. You see what you get. You know that with me. So I'm gonna keep it real. We had some issues on the production side, as far as it wasn't anything one person's fault. It's just one of those things where, like, a series of unfortunate events all happen at once, and it's all, at 1 minute this is the problem, but then you fix that problem, and on the other end something else fucks up, and the timing don't. So we had some issues on this production. It was extremely frustrating, but the cigars came out great. The feedback that we got out on them are great. Some people loved the dual box. Some people hated it. Some people didn't like it. So, you can't please everybody. And that's why we kind of just do, again, like I said in the beginning of this conversation, we do what the fuck we want. We do our own thing, man. We're not chasing any trends and shit. But, we thought it kind of grew legs. We were going to only do one blend in the beginning. And then as we started messing with it and we went back up there, because originally the Bats was actually a smoke-in exclusive that we made just for them, for Abe, for his Connoisseur Club.
Yeah.
And we just lost in the, actually to Juan Cancel, who I love. Shout out to Juan.
I love Juan.
But we lost to his cigar by literally a point.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was literally, we lost by 1 point. So we were like, all right, and we started getting other people who tried it. Then actually Kevin Cigar Prop, he really liked it and was like, bro, you got to make this. And we're like, it's just like a one-time run for Abe right now, and we really didn't think anything of it. So when we started thinking about doing a new project, we were talking with Martinez for a little while anyway at the time, back and forth, we need to do a project together. We need this. So when we were like, well, we need something new. We want to do something that we've always wanted, to do something that kind of is near and dear to, my heart, Jeff's heart, coming back from New York, from being from New York. So it's like, you know what? Why don't we try this with Martinez? Why don't we get this ball rolling and try the blend that we did, for Abe, and because we had such good feedback on it, and we were going to do it at full production. But then we were like, well, I really wanted to try Aparaca, the Brazilian wrapper, and they had some. It wasn't the darker version that I really liked, but it was a lighter, more of a caramel brown.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what the blades ended up being, and it came out to be a really, really good cigar. So when we were blended, we just kind of kept on going back and forth, and we didn't know which one to pick. By the way, so let me just plug her real quick. We've been doing Italian festivals down here. Like we're gonna do one in 2 weeks, and my daughter, come in. You want to say hello? Wants me to plug her little bracelets that she's been making. The little bracelets with like "Forget About It" on it.
Right, that's awesome.
We are the muscle. So she will be at the booth next week selling her little bracelets. I told her.
That's awesome.
3 for $5, right? 3 for $5.
3 for $5. There you go. Hustle.
5 for. What is it? I got one. Oh,
3 for $5 or 1 for 10.
Oh, you want that? All right, gotcha. All right. So I had to plug you. I love you. Let me finish this up.
Yeah, and so what we were talking about, the West Side Story. So you got a box of 20. It's 10 blades and 10 bats. So you got 2 different blends in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the difference of the blends for everybody that don't know?
So the the bats are Mexican San Andreas with an Indonesian binder, a Nicaraguan Dominican filler. The blades are the blades are Brazilian Aparaca with the I believe it also has an Indonesian binder and Nicaraguan Dominican fillers. It's just something we wanted to do, something different, something to represent, where we're from. That's why the whole New York thing. We named it the West Side Highway because Martinez is right off the West Side. West
right.
Side,
yeah, these cigars are actually made in America. These are New York cigars.
Yeah. We did well. The thing is, I started thinking about it. I'm like, how the fuck are we gonna make a New York cigar
made in Nicaragua?
The West Side Story and this whole thing, and it's made in Nicaragua. If you want an authentic New York cigar, packaged, rolled, made, everything 100% in New York, they were even a little more expensive for us to make because obviously you're in America. So, there was other challenges, with them being made here as far as the packaging and printing, and it's a different animal. But it could be done. You can put a really good high premium quality cigar out there on the market from New York City. Martinez, Jesus, I think actually this year, I think they hit 50 years. So they've been doing this for a little while. It's not like they just started doing this. One of the only ones left in New York City, due to obviously all the political shit over the last 30 years, 4 years with tobacco, everything came out of New York. But they're still doing their thing, and we were really proud of the project, man. And, shout out to Dave and Jesus and everybody at Martinez for always, treating us right and really, giving us, what we were looking for. And like I said, I think we've gotten some good feedback on it. We hope to do more with them in the future. For right now, we're going to kind of just keep it at this project and see where we did put volume 1 on the box. So, there's a little clue.
I noticed that. Today on the side. I go, oh, more to come. I love it. So, well, that's something you can spin off of, that whole image and that whole vibe. There's so much more you can do with that.
Well, that's what I was saying before. I touched on a little bit. It's like, it was meant to be one cigar, and then we had the other one, and then, at first I was like, we really don't want to ask, Dave and Jesus, because I remember it was like right before TPE of last year when we really started to, get into a point where we were going to release everything, and like, man, I don't know if we can have them that short notice, like do 2 blends in the same box, and then like. For me, on my side of things, I'm like, shit, now how am I going to mark each one? What are we going to do? What's going to be the theme of one and the theme of the other one? Now I got to come up with names real quick, or sometimes, for me, it kind of just went back to like the old school. Like I wanted to do the old school New York thing again and make it,
and it's like gangs,
kind of like gangs in New York.
You got 2 different weapons. It's street weapons.
And so it worked out good. I think it was a cool something different, you know, like I said. Yeah, I mean, I know there's other brands that put out New York cigar or whatever, but like, is it really a New York cigar, or is it being made in, you know, AJ Fernandez factory in Nicaragua or somebody else? You know, like, I mean, at least I can say our cigar is legitimately like a straight up real New York cigar, like packaged, you know, blended, rolled, everything right from, you know, low downtown Manhattan.
Yeah, it was something you totally, I mean, you haven't done nothing like that. Even as far as the artwork on the box, most of your boxes up to this point have been just a solid color, just maybe the Amendola logo on it. But I mean, this box even pops. I mean, it's red, white, and blue. It's screaming New York all the way across.
Well, I spent a lot of time designing that box. You don't know how frustrated I got with that. That was a lot of F-bombs and cursing going on over that box.
You killed it, man. You cannot look at that and not think New York and USA. I mean, that box is it's done
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I remember going to Jeff, you know, because I would bounce ideas off of him too. And, you know, he knows. He's like, bro, you're in your mode. Like, I'll come at him like when it's almost done and be like, you like this or like that? Like, you know. And, you know, I told him, I said, you know, what do you think? I said, I want to do this blue, like off of I kind of wanted the color scheme to go off of that old like 1980s. You know, me and Jeff were born in the 80s in New York. Right. Yeah, old 1980s license plate, which is the Statue of Liberty in the background, and it's got like the red Statue of Liberty over a white background, and all the letters, you know, were in blue, that real dark navy blue, like Yankee blue. So that's kind of what, you know, the whole color concept kind of came from, actually off those license plates. So.
Yeah, the license plate you've seen on every movie in the 80s and early 90s. Every taxi cab had the license plate.
So.
No, man, you killed it. Like I said, the artwork, I mean, you're definitely killing it all the way from the redo of the bands a couple years ago on the cannolis. Well, I mean, everything got a new shiny band.
Yeah, we redid everything, man. You know, when we had to, it needed to be revamped and you know, brought up to, listen, you know, we're just trying to always better the product, you know.
Well, you got to, man.
You know, since the beginning, you know, with us, we don't ever sit there and say, we got the best cigars and you should only smoke Amendola. And listen, there's a lot of great cigars out there. Ours are some of them. I feel that we can compete, though. I feel like we do have some banger cigars.
100%.
You know, if you don't like one, there has to be something out of everything that we put out, you know, that you'll like. I mean, we've dealt with Eric, you know, Lazona. We're dealing with Aganorsa. We're dealing with AJ. I mean, those are all quality factories that put out great smokes. You know, Martinez do, you know, their style, their way, the way they do things, you know, it's different, totally different than our Nicaraguan sticks. So, you know, I think, you know, we've tried to, like I said, do something different, be different, not go off the trends and follow the herd and do what everybody else is doing. You know, maybe sometimes that, you know, maybe for the long run, we're trying to make decisions that are going to be better in the long run for this company and for us to grow and become better and be a legacy brand. I mean, me and Jeff always say that. You know, we always talk about the future and being able to do this for a long period of time. And, you know, so we try to put out what we like at the same time what we think everybody else is going to, you know, like and just put out a quality product and continue to try to make it better, man. That's really
well. And you're in the business, you know, you can't please everybody, but where you're at right now, the plants that you're using, I mean, they're making the top-notch cigars in the industry right now. Everybody you named from their factories are putting out great cigars. They got great quality tobacco. They know what they're doing. So you're in all the right places you need to be. Now it's a matter of just keeping the stock on the shelves. It's a matter of
and still being, you know, be able to, we got to put out new stuff to, you know, you got to, I mean, you know, you guys, you know, I was like the same way, you know, before I kind of got into business as far as where, you know, I'm always looking for something new. I know, you know, I know.
Well, you either gotta constantly create something new, or you gotta hit us with one of those banger special editions that only comes out once a year.
Well,
that you know you can only get once a year.
Yes,
because Mr. Retirement Box around here I'm talking to knows about collecting and how we like gravitating towards rare and collecting.
I agree.
So speaking of, now that I'm on your retirement box, did you stash away any old Amendolas in the retirement box?
Oh yeah. I have
some of the OG blends.
I got about at least two. I know, maybe usually at least two from the first production of everything that we've done. Like, so, like, you know, when I still got the old stuff from Kathy.
Oh, wow.
Which, you know, whatever. But, you know, because I have to have it to be like, this is where it started. You know, like this, and then this is, you know, like
that's like, okay, my kid's getting married. I'm going to smoke one of these tonight.
yeah. You know, like just to kind of see where it started and like, you know, and how we've progressed. And like I have, from like the first run we did with cannolis and probably the second run, I have like 2 or 3 left. I have the first run when we did the greens. You know, actually Jeff just gave me one of those the other night.
That was the only one. It was something about that damn cigar. It was a great cigar, but I felt
like that was the old Padrino. That was the old Padrino.
I felt like I had an old duck call in my mouth or something. Man, that wedge tip, it just threw me off.
We had to get rid of that because God, you know, LFD probably would have been able to sue us because they have a patent on that.
Right.
That's one. 2, the blend was, you know, total, like speaking like how, like we reblended everything. Like when we were in DR, like, you know, we both spent a lot of time and input on, you know, every cigar, but we really grab it. Like I took more of a lead role on the Padrino,
right.
And Jeff took more of a lead role on the Special. And then like, he would kind of tweak it the way he wanted the Special to be. I made the Padrino even more of how I wanted it to be. And like, those are kind of our, you know, those are kind of our babies. We both were sitting there at the same time going through it, but I'm like, man, this needs more of this. He's like, it does taste good like that. I'm like, let me taste your shit. And like, you know, so we both had input on both and all blends, but like I really, you know, the Padrino's my bitch, man. And the Special.
And that's funny. That's funny you say that. The 2 cigars you just mentioned, the Special and the Padrino, the one y'all made your babies. To me, that's the best 2 in a line. I mean, those 2 cigars are bangers. I mean, the Special, I told you before I started, that's probably my
favorite. Great cigar.
Yeah, and then the Padrino is right behind it, but this cigar I fell in love with.
No, the Special. So the Special is more of it's more of an intricate cigar. It changes more. It starts off with a little white
complex.
Pepper. And it's definitely more complex. Yeah. It gets more, it's spicy. It gets, you know, very cashew, nutty, then chocolatey, like cocoa powder chocolatey, but then, you know, very, you know, it transitions a lot. It's definitely more complex. Whereas the Padrino it's pretty solid through and through, but it's just so good. That flavor is so good. It's just consistent, and the construction on it and everything. You know, I love broadleaf. Anybody who knows me knows I love fucking broadleaf. And Mexican San Andres, and that's what the Padrino is. It's Mexican San Andres, broadleaf with a Mexican San Andres binder, and then, you know, some good fillers. But you know, and we both spent a lot of time. I mean, tweaking. I think the new version of the Padrino, which is same kind of blend but better, and you know, the fillers are tweaked even better. And the new version of the Special are going to be they're awesome.
When do you think we're going to be able to get our hands on the new blends?
So the new versions of the cannolis will be out by the end of the first quarter. So they're being made like now, like they're starting to be made. Like,
and I love the fact that y'all expanded on the cannolis. Like the original cannoli, I love, but when you put out that Sumatra cannoli. Because
wait until you see what's
I'm on the biggest Sumatra kick. I started out, I was a Maduro guy, then I was San Andreas, but now it's like if I see Sumatra on a label or a box, I'm buying it. I got to try it. It's like, bring me all the Sumatra. Right now, I'm like Sumatra. But and that cannoli was just, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it's crazy because a lot of feedback that we've gotten too that, you know, which we really didn't see coming, was our white cannoli, man.
Yeah, the Connecticut.
Everybody, like, still, people are like hounding us for the white cannoli, man. Everywhere sold out. You can't.
I get it.
You know, and we weren't expecting, you know, that from that little white cannoli, but I mean, that almost became as popular as the red. And you know, I love the red. That's my favorite. But I think they all have their own place, and that's why they're there. You know, they have their own time and place. They're all good. It just depends on what you're really in the mood for, you know?
Yeah, because I didn't think nothing was going to top the red cannoli, but once they all came out, once y'all reblended them and branded them last time, I found myself not buying the red no more. I was buying box after box of the Connecticut and the Sumatra. Those two in the mornings with my coffee, there's nothing better.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're really good cigars. We definitely that little cigar definitely is a big part of our success up until this point. That line, and that's why we kind of expanded on that line, because we recognize, honestly, like that first big sale, I made to Bravada. That was really what kind of helped us.
Because
shout out to Brian Bravada.
they did.
Thank you for that. But yeah, they helped put us on the map, because
I think they did a good day pack or something. Smoke this one in the morning, smoke this one at night.
That was the second thing I did with Brian. Yeah, that was the second thing, second project we did. I remember we actually went up there to his house and talked about that, that project. And that came out really well too. We've been getting really good feedback on that good day pack, because we don't make the core line. We don't make that in any other size. Like everybody knows also like about us. We make one size, one blend, one size, and that's all you're getting. Like, but we ended up doing a special size for Brian. For I think we did it in a Robusto size. So they came out great. I actually have one pack left. I had two, and I smoked one full pack over the last like 2-3 days last week. And they were just good, man. They've been sitting for like 3 years, and fucking things are good.
Well, really and I'm okay with that. I like when a company only puts out one size of a cigar, because to me they can tweak that blend perfectly for that size.
Yes.
Because a lot of times your flavor and everything gets lost as you go bigger in that size. But if you're focusing on one size and of that one cigar, you can get that blend exactly to what you want and know it's going to be good every smoke. I like that.
No, and that's why we do it. I feel like we might as well put out, one really good blend that's awesome, instead of, like you said, because what happens is the ratios get thrown off and the cigar is balanced. Now you're smoking a shit ton of filler. It's you're not tasting the wrapper as much, or the binder, and the balance between the wrapper, binder, and filler is thrown off. So we believe that, like I said, we believe that. We do things our way. We've been doing that, since, we started this. And so far it's worked out well for us. I mean, not everything was easy. It's been tough. We've had our challenges, and, the back end of business is a total different thing than what people see, in public. But we feel, me and Jeff both feel the same way, as far as the passion that we have for doing this, and wanting to be able to do it for a long period of time. So, I think also, we might not be as loud, or, going with all the trends, or doing every fucking, social media thing, but like the people who know us, and they know
100%
what we're about, and what we strive to do, but we always strive to, really put out a really good product. And we think over time, after, we've been doing it. So this is 5 years solid. We've been doing this.
Oh, right? Wow.
And I know that sounds fat. I'm like, man, I can't believe I've been doing this for 5 fucking years already. But, we feel like just keep our eye on the prize. Don't listen to the noise. Fucking do what we're doing. Keep moving forward. Slow and steady. And after 10, 15 years of continuing to do that, no matter what, somebody's going to be like, shit, man, these fucking Guineas, these motherfuckers, Yankee motherfuckers, still doing this shit. They're still doing this shit. They're still putting out dope product. They're dealing with, all different types of people in the industry. You know what? Whether I like them, don't like them, I'm going to try one of their cigars, and I at least got to give them some respect for sticking in the game as a smaller brand that long, and just staying true to themselves and doing their thing. I think over time that will make us a legacy brand, and that will earn respect, because talk is cheap, man. So
well, and in your business too, I think you need to smoke other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep your palate. I mean, you got to constantly try things.
Mm-hmm. No, you have to. And I mean, before I even got into this business, you guys know me on a personal level too, and like how I used to collect, and I smoke everything, bro. I don't. I'll give everything a try at least once.
Right.
And you have to. I mean, there's a lot of good tobacco out there, and there's a lot of good brands out there, and smaller brands, and some of them are good, some of them suck. Some of the bigger brands are good, and some of them suck.
A lot of them suck.
Yeah. So but it's not all about. Unfortunately, when you get to the business side of this thing, it's not only all about how good the cigar is, which really sucks.
Right.
Because it should be about that, but sometimes it's not always all about that. This is a business, and there's a lot of money behind it, and marketing, and who's paying who, and who's it's all who's the trendy one, the fad, the social media. It's all
Right.
It's ebbs and flows, man. It's ebbs and flows, and I'd rather not be the hot guy selling out my cigar for 1 month and then you don't hear from me ever again. I'd rather be the guy that you might not hear about all the time, but every single time you look to see if we're still around, we're still there. We're still there. So, and over time, I think it organically grows.
Right.
Just like this is all organically grow. I didn't know 5 years ago I'd be here. Like when we were still doing Zooms and shit, on barrel burners, on what was that? What was that platform? Shit.
Discord.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you were smoking Amendola. Before you got in Amendola.
Yeah. So, you don't know where things are going to go. All I know is that so far it's been a fun ride. It's a journey.
It's been fun to watch, man, being a fan and knowing you personally before all this and watching the growth of you, the growth of the brand, and me being a big supporter. I've loved every minute of sitting back watching it grow, man.
Well, awesome. I appreciate it, man. We got a long way to go. We got a long, long way to go, man. But I think that people, like I said before, we don't give a fuck about what people think or follow the herd for a reason, because we know people like you and people who know us from the jump and know who we are and what we're about will always support us if we're putting out a good product and giving it our all, and over time, I think that will be recognized by everybody, and we're just going to keep on moving forward, bro. That's it.
Well, before we get to the meat and potatoes, the new, let's touch back. So you said the cannolis, we should have the new ones by the end of first quarter. Who's doing the cannolis for you now? Where are they being rolled at?
So they're going to be. We have a factory down in DR that we're using. I don't really want to put it on blast yet.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No, you're fine.
But we're using a factory in DR that's been making some really good cigars for some other brands like Warped and La Serena and Illusion. So So we got one place in DR, and then we're looking at actually for something like you kind of discussed a little before about a limited edition, maybe one-time annual thing, like kind of like almost like a sub-line of our line, like almost how like all right, so like Crown Head has what Las Calaveras. That's on like its own brand. It's like its own. It's literally that. It doesn't even say Crown Heads on the band. It just says Las Calaveras. That's like its own.
And you better buy them as soon as they come out. You got a whole another year to wait.
It's a sub-brand of Crown Heads, pretty much. So, we've been looking into maybe doing something like that and maybe, exploring into Honduras and, some stuff down there too. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're not in any, we're not locked into any one specific road, man. Like we're open-minded. We work with whoever we work with. The idea that maybe works for the project we're trying to do at that time. But we're not like, locked into any one thing. We're only going to do it here now. We're only going to do it there now. We still have Nicaragua. We still have good relationships with Eric and everybody. Maybe one day we'll do something else with Eric. Aganorsa. Now something with Martinez. Now we're in DR. We got stuff going there, and then now even looking into Honduras now. Honduras, Nicaragua, and DR, and New York. I mean, so we kind of.
I mean, to me, that's the way you need to do it because
where it leads us.
Every area and every tobacco is giving you a different flavor. So you being able to say, I want this factory to do that because I know how I want the taste of this cigar to be. You're going to handle these. I love that. I love that it ain't all in the same spot and they're not all going to taste the same in a sense. So
no, and that's a big reason of why we made the moves that we made. To diversify. I mean, and the perfect example of that is go smoke our white cannoli from La Zona, where that's made at, and go smoke our Cremoso from Aganorsa. You tell me that's the same fucking Connecticut, because it's totally two different experiences.
Yeah.
And those are both Ecuadorian shade-grown Connecticut's, So it just shows that, like, a Connecticut, it all has to do with the fermentation process, where they're getting the tobacco from, the regions are different.
The soil, man, the soil of the region,
And you really, get to, we're always learning too. Like, I even got to learn more about that, and when I was in DR and with Elvin and the main master blenders, and we sat there for fucking hours, and they're just bringing out tobacco, and we're just smoking little fumas of just that tobacco. So you could literally say, oh, so when I'm tasting that in this cigar, that's the exact leaf that I'm tasting right there, because I tasted in the cigar. Now I know what that leaf is. Yeah. Now I know, is that Seco, is that Viso, is that, so, we're always learning, man, and it's a good learning experience, and we want to be able to do that. We don't want to just, give me number 2 and like make, like we take.
Yeah, I'll take that one right there and put my band on it. We're good.
Yeah, and we're not saying that as to be like, oh, we're master blenders or rollers or anything. Now, can I roll? Pretty decent now. Yeah, I could hold my own. Jeff obviously does his thing. We both can blend, but we don't claim, oh, we're master blender. We just know that we're two guys who love tobacco and like what we do, and we're trying to learn as much about it as we can and get as good as it, as all aspects as we can. So whatever you want to call that, that's what we do.
So the core blend and the Padrino, when are we going to get those back on the shelves?
So we're doing the run with the cannolis first. Then shortly after that, we should be having Special and Padrino. And then shortly
by end of summer, for sure, we should have.
Yes, we should have Special. But all the new stuff should be out by end. Now, we're not going to do it all at the same time. The cannolis will probably drop, the end of the first quarter, probably end of March, maybe beginning of April, in that range. And then probably about 2-3 months after that, you're going to have Padrino and Special. And then after that, we're going to try, I should be talking, dealing with Terrence at that time. I got to get reach back out to him.
Those Padrinos are going to fly off the shelves, man. I know people waiting on those.
But the Padrinos, they're good. And the way we tweak them now, they're even better, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean,
man, come on, you're killing me.
I'm telling you, bro. They're fucking good. It's really, really good.
A cigar that was so great, when you tell me, man, it's even better. It's like,
all right, so I'm going to tell you, this is just, and I'm not just saying this because our stuff. Like, we really worked hard on this shit, man. Like, when we left, because I was smoking just that tobacco and those blends for like pretty much 5 days. Even after that, when I came home, I still had samples left I was going through, and it was about a week that I was just smoking that. Me and Jeff was the same way when I talked to him about it. When we came back, when I got done with all of those blends, I was like, shit, man, I didn't even want to smoke our cigar. I'm like, bro, I want that shit. That's what the fuck I want. And I'm like, fuck. And I call up Jeff, and I'm like, bro, do you have any leftover? He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, man, that shit is so good. Like, I know this is horrible, but I don't even want to smoke one of our fucking cigars. Like, I want what we just had for like a week. That's what I want, like, all the time.
I'm excited, man. The hype is real, guys. The hype is real.
Right. So it was good. It was really, really good. So and also, I mean, listen, a lot of that stuff we put together was still a little green, so it's probably had a little bit more pep to it than maybe some people would like. But I know when they mellow out, like, that's what we're waiting on now. We're finalizing that right now. That's what we're on. Like, now we had everything made in the exact sizes. We had a good amount of them, just for us to roll through over the next week. We had to let them age now. They've been sitting, for like a month or two, as far as just samples for us to know, like, all right, this is definitely the blend. We don't need to tweak it no more. Now that it's got some age on it, now it's in the exact size. Because, when you're reblending stuff, you're not putting it in the exact size that it was. Like, we're just tasting the tobacco and the blend together, and then we'll tweak it into the size, and see, the ratios a little bit more. And that's where we're at right now. So
is the Padrino going to be the same size Bellicosa, or did y'all change anything about it?
Padrino's going to be the same. Yep. Special's going to be the same. Box press 54 is going to be the same. We're trying not to change too much, because we want everybody to go to the blends that they've loved and be like, man, I love these blend. Why did you change it? So we wanted to keep it as close to the originals as possible, but with some added even make it better. Put it this way: the only changes we made were to make them better, not worse.
Right.
If they weren't going to be as good as what we had or better, then we didn't change anything. Right. So we didn't just change things to change them. If we made any changes or tweaks, it's because it made it better. Man. You know, so
I can't.
We didn't do it just to do it. You know, we didn't do it just to do it.
Because I'll put those two cigars against any two cigars in the industry, man, and they are freaking amazing every time. No burn issues, great flavor. I love it.
Well, I appreciate that, man. You know, we take pride in what we do, and we're just trying to get better and just make some noise in the industry, man. You know, and
you're making it, man. You're making it. One cigar at a time.
We got a long way to go, man. But I appreciate, you guys always supporting us. Everybody from the burners. I mean, I still get a lot of love on Instagram. I know I got to get on there more. I always get yelled at by everybody.
We know you're not an Instagram guy, but hey, we know you're there if we need you. So
yes. Listen, anybody who knows me, if you got my number, you want to fucking call me. I'm very easy to find. Give me a call. You know, I get what's the word? I get a little bit more with personal time and shit. Yeah. Like I don't like to put everything on blast on the internet, man. I feel like that's what's part of fucking wrong with the world today. You know, it's like everybody's got to be up in everybody's business. Everybody's got to put all their business out there for the world to see. Like, why? But I get it. You know, I get yelled at. Listen, you run a business and this and that. I know.
Well, you're in a social media world, man, where you grow your business by social media now.
Yes, and I understand that game too, and. I try to be more active.
It's the best free advertisement you can get.
No, 100%. 100%. Hey, listen, as much as sometimes I complain about it, it's a tool, and it's helped a lot. It's helped on the business aspect of things too. So it's give and take, man. You know, it's just how you use it. It's a tool, but I definitely, still stuck in. That's how I know I'm getting old now, Jason. It's how I know. I'm getting old now.
I'm older than you, so let's not talk old. I'm older.
I'm looking at these fucking kids, and I'm like, why aren't you outside? What the fuck are you doing in the house on this fucking screen?
They're
for
allergic
10 hours
to the
a day?
sun.
I don't understand this shit. But
well, the difference is in their generation and ours, we had nothing but outside. They got too much stuff to keep them occupied now.
No, you're right. You're right. It's just a different world, and you know what? You have to let them use it. You have to we've had to adapt to it.
There's 8-year-olds that can work phones and iPads better than us. I mean, it's crazy.
I know. Well, because they have to know that's going to be part of their life, But I guarantee you, give them a roll of quarters and a pager, and they don't know what the fuck that is. They don't have a clue.
show them a payphone. Show them a payphone outside.
They don't have an idea. What the hell is that thing? Was that from the 1900s?
Oh, this is where Superman changes his clothes at. Okay.
That's from the 1900s.
Yeah, my kid, it's so crazy. We'll hear a song like come from the 90s and we say it's classic now. He goes, "Oh, that's from the 1950s?" I'm like, "Shut up. Go inside. It ain't the fucking
weird.
50s."
It's because I was even seeing something what was that? I think it was something on like who got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a month ago. And I think they showed Rage Against the Machine. And they're like, yeah, that was 20. I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah. What gets me those
5 years ago, Rage is like considered a classic rock now. Rage Against the Machine. I'm like, I remember seeing them live at Woodstock.
What gets me is those TikToks. I'll show the wife because they'll do a collaboration video and it says, these songs are turning 25 or 30 years old this month. And I'm like, that was all of our songs and they're 30 years old now? Holy shit.
Yeah, man. That's what it is, man. Crazy. It's crazy. Time's flying. It's flying, That's why, we got to enjoy life, man. Not take yourself too seriously, which I even have to get better at doing, as far as
learn to slow down and enjoy.
Not getting so, amped up over things you can't control. You just got to, try to enjoy your life, your family, and thank God that the things that you do have, not always focus on the things you don't have, and just keep on moving forward, bro. That's what, that's pretty much the whole key to life.
Enjoy family, enjoy all the time you have, and take it in.
Tomorrow's not promised, so enjoy it while you're here. You know.
All right. Well, let's finish this thing with the what's next, Chris. What's next for Amendola?
Well,
what can you say without getting in trouble?
well, I don't get in trouble. I don't get in trouble. Trust me, I ain't getting in fucking trouble. We can say what we want, but you know, we got so when we put this new stuff out, as far as like, you know, the retweaked blends and, you know, the direction we went with kind of all our signature series stuff. We will have something small, like I said, that we'll be putting out to retailers. You know, that we're only going to give the retailers as kind of like a teaser, and then we're going to drop it fully. You know, coming towards fall and winter of this year. That's when we'll, like, you know, release it to the masses, and we'll be out for sale. But you know, a couple of retailers might get it. If you go to the right retailer, they might, you know, give you some or sell you some, whatever. We're probably going to give them away. We really haven't decided yet, but I think it's going to be something, you know, something different. Think smaller, not bigger. That's all I'm going to say.
Is that going to be like a one and done thing once you put it out?
No. Once we put it out, it's going to be part of like full production. Okay. It's going to be, you know, in boxes, but right now we're just going to do probably 25 bundles. But it's going to be a cool little concept. It kind of goes with the cannoli series, so think smaller and think of something Italian dessert, and there you go. That's the best thing I can tell you right now. But they're gonna be cool, man. It's, you know,
and I'm pretty sure you've done design artwork and you know what it's gonna look like and all that. Or are you still tweaking all that?
I'm tweaking the artwork. Right now, like, we're just really excited to be able to come out with them. Because it's been something we've been, you know, toying with for like 2 years, and it's just something different and cool, man. You know, again, it's not something groundbreaking that nobody ever done before.
Let's just say it's part of that dessert series.
Yes, it's going to be part of that whole Italian desserts and like the cannoli. It's probably be part of the cannoli line or affiliated with it,
right?
But I think people will enjoy it, especially for a certain time of year. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then the end of the year, we might have, like I said, you know, almost like, you know, what I alluded to a little bit before with Crown Heads and like how they have Las Calaveras, and some of these brands have like sub brands. You know, Saka has that with the Stillwell series and the Sin Compromiso series, like, you know. So he has all his own kind of, and you know, same kind of thing. You know, we'll probably end up doing like a limited run, one time a year annual thing.
I love it. Love it.
You know, probably with a sub brand name, you know, do some little news, little fresh. But you know, everything's always coming from us, me and Jeff, Amendola families. It's the same thing. It's all coming from the same people, man. You know, so it's just different projects, side projects. We're looking to do that more. Like Jeff's been, you know, talking to me more about that too. Like he's you know, picking up some shops. I want to do some more of like, you know, limited edition, you know, shop blends just for them and stuff. So we'll be looking to do more of that this year, you know, because, you know, we think that's pretty cool. It makes something special just for, you know, this shop here or this shop there.
Well, it helps boost their business too, and it makes them want to carry more of your products. You're throwing them a bone in a way. It's like, hey, I'll do a special for you and maybe beef up your order of the other ones a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And everybody wins, you know, so. But yeah, this year we're just trying to grind out, man. Try to get rid of the, you know, remaining product that we have on the shelves. You know, on our you know, as far as online, as far as what, you know, what are in our brick and mortar shops, and kind of clear the runway for what we got coming over the next, you know, 3 to 6 months. You know, with all the revamped versions of our product.
Well, it seems like you're going to have us busy the whole year. We're going to start with springtime, summertime, and then special stuff coming later year. So
yeah, that's kind of the plan. Now, you know, not everything always goes the fucking way I planned it, but that's the plan as of right now. So, you know, and like I said, I mean, you guys know, we're not, you know, we don't have some big investors behind us. We don't have, you know, all this liquid capital. Like we're doing okay. But we, you know, we're in a position where we're like, all right, we're going to go spend $300,000 on product and make sure that, you know, so we go a little slower.
But and you're putting it all back into the business. So, I mean,
and we put it all back into the business. And you know, slow and steady wins the race. And at the end of the day, you know, we love what we do, and we want to make sure that we continue to have the passion for what we do, and that, you know, we're putting out a good product to the cigar that the, you know, cigar community appreciates. And that's really, at the end of the day, where we're at. We're just trying to be the, you know, do it the best we can for, you know, what we're working with.
Are y'all sitting out the trade shows this year, or y'all going to hit any of them?
This year we were sitting them out. You know, me and Jeff talked about it. We had, you know, a couple conversations on it over the last, you know, 6 months coming up to the decision, and we were just like, you know, we got all these moving parts, all these, you know, new opportunities that we really want to focus in on and put all of our attention into. You know, us going out right now to a trade show when we kind of have revamped the product. We don't have, and so what am I going to go there and, you know, to spend that amount of money to get out there, to get a booth when we don't have, you know, the product that, you know, the newer product that we have coming out right now.
Right.
It's kind of, it's not worth it right now.
No, it makes sense.
We've dumped all our resources into what, you know, this move that we've made. So we're going to just focus on that, and, you know, we'll be back at it next year, most likely. So.
No,
you know,
man, nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you got us excited anyway. We know we got new stuff coming. We know we got the revamped blends coming, so it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, it should be, man. That's the plan. That's the plan. So,
because that seemed to be the problem last year. We couldn't find your stuff, man. It was just, it sold out so quick,
and that hurt us, man. And that hurt us, and that was a big, you know, part of the reason as to you know, why we've, you know, had to make a decision on what direction we were going to go on, moving forward, because
right.
You know, you can't just keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Nope.
That's what they call insanity. So, like, you know, I mean,
yeah.
You know, you can't keep on doing that and be like, all right, it's going to be different. It's not, you know, it is what it is. So you got to just accept things for the way they are, not the way you want them to be.
Right.
And kind of make your decisions based on that. And at the end of the day, decisions that, you know, are made in the best interest of our business, because at the end of the day, you know, when I get the, you know, credit card statements and the bills that have to be paid to keep this business going, you know, I got to pay them, you know, and nobody else is paying them. So, you know, me and Jeff have to pay those bills, and, you know, we got to do what's best for us, you know, and I know he fully backs and agrees with what, you know, what I'm saying, you know, in regards to this, you know, because we've talked about it. You know, sometimes you got to make tough decisions. This isn't an easy business, man. You know, if you want to survive in it, you got to be willing to take some chances and make some moves and learn from any mistake. Like listen, you know, we've made mistakes. You know, not everything always goes as planned, like I, you know, said before. But we always try to correct whatever mistakes we do make, learn from it, and not make the same mistakes moving forward. You know, and that's the best that you could do. But I think at the end of the day, we've had our bumps and bruises, and we've been through it, and we're still here. And we're still.
Well, and that's how you grow a business. That's it. Learn from your mistakes, move on, and keep getting better.
Yeah. So that's all we could do, man. And I think people, like I said, we don't worry about following the herd and being the, you know, fucking trendiest thing on the shelf and for that month, or, you know, flash in the pan kind of thing. We know that the people who've been rocking with us since day one, you know, as long as we continue to be who we are, don't forget where we came from, and put out a fucking banger product, you know, out of anywhere, one of our, you know, in our lineup, at least somebody, if you like at least one, those people who've been rocking us since day one, they're going to continue to rock with us because they know who we are.
Yep.
And that's all that we're worried about. And, you know, organically over time, we hope to reach, you know, a broader amount of people and just continue it to grow, and for people to recognize the authenticity and, you know, the genuine quality of our product and the people running the brand.
And that's all you can ask for, man. You're doing it right. So yeah, keep it up, man. I appreciate you coming on the show today. Make sure to give Jeff some love and tell him I'm praising the special today.
No, definitely, man. I'll let him know. He wanted me to tell you guys, everybody said hello. You know, same thing to all my fucking guys in there. You know, my boy fucking Georgie, Skate.
Hey, you know they're going to watch this.
Tater,
I've been keeping this a secret all week. I didn't want nobody to know Amendola was episode 2. I know they're going to run to watch this, and I can't wait for them to hear everything. And
You know,
Yeah,
those are my guys, and I got love for all you guys, man. Ever since day one, man. You know, I got love for you. Like I said, even if you don't see me on social media all the time, or I'm not up, you know, all up on, you know, the fucking internet, all you guys, the real ones, they all know where my number is and where to find me. And if they ever need anything from me, you know, then I make it happen. You know, so that's all. That's it. You want to find me, you motherfuckers want to talk to me? You got my real number. You don't need to hit me up on the DM and all this shit. Give me a fucking phone call. You guys are my boys. So.
And everybody in here watching this that is not following Amendola on Instagram, get your ass over there. Follow them on Instagram. See what's coming up next. You can also check out their website. They have listed out the core brands, the cannolis. They basically tell you about all the blends. Definitely show them some love. Check out, I think they have an online retailer map saying where you can get stuff at on the website, if I remember right.
Yeah, well, you know, listen, I always show a lot of love to Atlanta because they were, you know, one of our first, you know, places that ever took us on. If you do go to Atlantic, use the coupon code at checkout, Familia, and spelled in the Italian way. Actually, it's right there. There you go. And you'll get an additional 10% off of all Amendola product. We're also on Smoke Inn. Shout out to Abe and everybody over at Smoke Inn. They're awesome. Pravada Cigar Club. Shout out to Brian. Pravada Cigar Club, small batch. I think we got to re-up with small batch. I got to reach out to Mike. But yeah, I mean, we're out there. If you guys want to find us online, we're, you know, really trying to focus this year, especially being in Florida. You know, at least locally, really hitting more mom and pop and brick and mortar shops. Now that we're down here in Florida, you know, Jeff just moved down here. That was another thing, you know, over this in 2023. So that was a big change for him. And you know, everybody knows when you move, especially when you move out of state, you know, it disturbs everything. It takes a good year for everybody to get, you know, realigned and the starting to realign and everybody gets settled in. So he's in the process, you know, he's been in the process of doing that over the last 6 months and figuring himself out. So, you know, it's been good, but, you know, we're really definitely looking forward to hitting a little harder as far as, you know, the brick and mortars and just kind of really just getting this new version of our product out over the next year. So
good. Can't wait. Well, that's a good stopping point for us, man. We'll end it there. You got anything else to say, Chris, before we go?
No, man. Listen, shout out to all the burners, all the clubs, you know, all our retailers, everybody that we've done business with in the past and that we're looking to do business with in the future. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate, you know, you, Jason, you know, sharing this platform always, you know, with us and letting us get our story out there.
Yep.
And if you haven't tried any Amendola Family Cigars, you know, go do yourself a favor, go grab some. You won't regret it. You're bound to like one thing in our fucking lineup. You got
multiple. You're bound to like several things, if not all of them.
So and support a bunch of real guys. You know, really, you know, working hard in this industry to try to bring quality product to you guys, man. Yep. Support the underdogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I like being the underdog. I like being the underdog.
Support the muscle, guys. We are the muscle.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Chris, stay put, and appreciate you coming on, man. And that's it, guys. Thank y'all for watching.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Salud.